Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly, and today our topic is how to automatically add Zoom meeting registrants as Salesforce lead. So I am running a real estate company, and in my company I am running a virtual property tour. So I am running this tool by using Zoom, and here what I want to do is that whenever I am going to receive a new registration for my tour or I am getting a new registrant detail, then automatically by using those details I am going to consider that as a new lead. So I am going to create a new lead in my Salesforce account. So here I want to do this automatically, and for that I'm going to build a connection between Zoom and Salesforce. So for building this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing software for automation and integration. Now with Pabbly Connect, whenever I'm going to receive a new registration or I'm going to get a new registrant for my Zoom meeting, then automatically by using all those details, I will create a new lead in my Salesforce account. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can automatically add Zoom meeting registrants as Salesforce lead. So I use Zoom for virtual property tours and consultation with potential home buyers or rentals, and when someone registers for a property tour through Zoom, then my Zoom to Salesforce integration automatically adds them as a lead in Salesforce. So by capturing key details like the property they are interested in, their budget and contact information, this will enable me to follow up with the personalized emails or calls, and this will help me in tracking their interest in specific properties and ultimately increase conversion rates by nurturing these leads more effectively. So here what I want to do is I want to simply build an automation between Zoom and Salesforce, and now what will happen is that every time I'm going to receive a new registration or I will receive a new registration for a meeting in Zoom, then automatically by using those details, then automatically it will create a new lead in Salesforce with all the detail of the registrant. So every new registrant that I'm going to receive in my Zoom meeting will be automatically created as a lead in Salesforce. So here for setting up this automation, what I need to do is I need to use Pabbly Connect, and with Pabbly Connect I can build this connection without any coding and programming skills. So here for using Pabbly Connect, I need to open a new tab and I need to search for pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And it will take us to this landing page of Pabbly Connect. Now here in the landing page, I have these two options of sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly Connect, then you can just click on this sign up for free button, and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 free tasks every month. Or if you already have an account or you are an existing user, then you can just click on sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I just need to click on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect, and it will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now here in the dashboard, what I need to do is I need to create a new workflow, and for that I'm going to click on this create workflow button and this window will pop up. Now here I need to name my workflow, so I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to automatically add Zoom meeting registrants as Salesforce lead. Now what I need to do is I need to click on create, and this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. And here in this window, I have these two boxes of trigger and action. So trigger and action are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow, and action is just going to follow that. So here in our workflow, we need to first set up our trigger, and here we can only set up single trigger step and multiple action steps. So here we need to first set up my trigger, and here for setting up the trigger, what we need to do is we need to search for our trigger application, and here my trigger application is going to be Zoom. So I'm going to select Zoom here, and now I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab, and configure webhook will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this. Now here by using this trigger event of configure webhook, I'm going to connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to get all the meeting registration detail to Pabbly Connect. Now I need to connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on connect. And here I have to create a new connection, so I have selected this option of add new connection. And if you have already created a connection, so you can select this option of select existing connection. Now here for creating a new connection, I need to give a token, and by using this token, I can connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect. Now for connecting these two applications, I need to follow all these instructions. Now for connecting Zoom with Pabbly Connect, I need to create a new app and I need to create that app by using App Marketplace of Zoom. So here how I'm going to connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect. For that I'm going to show you step-by-step instruction of how you can create a new app and you can connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect. And for getting the more information, you can click on this hyperlink of learn more and it will direct us to this window of Pabbly forum. Now in this window, we have all the instruction of how we can connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect. And now what I need to do is I need to take you to my Zoom account. And here in Zoom account, I need to first create a new app. And for that, I need to go to Zoom Marketplace. So here I have this advanced option. So I need to open this tab. And in this option, I have this App Marketplace. So I'm going to open this. And now in Zoom App Marketplace, I need to develop a new app. So I'm going to click on this develop button and I'm going to click on build app. Now here I have to select which kind of app I'm creating. So we are creating general app. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to click on create. Now here I have all these details. Now what I need to do is I need to first give a name to my app. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to simply name it as Pabbly Connect. So here I have named my app as Pabbly Connect and you can give any name that you want. Now here I have the basic information. So I need to scroll down here and in this I have this particular option of zero auth information. So here by filling out all these details, I can set up my app and I can connect Zoom with Pabbly Connect. So here what I need is I need zero auth redirect URL and I need zero auth allow list. So how I'm going to get these details? For this, I need to take you back to Pabbly forum. And here in Pabbly forum, we can see I have this zero auth redirect URL. So what we need to do is we need to just copy this URL from here and we need to go back to Zoom Marketplace. And we need to paste that here in this tab. Now that as I have added this redirect URL here, it has already given me the zero auth allow list. Now that I have added all these details, what I need to do is I need to just click on continue. And here after clicking on continue, it has generated this secret token. And this secret token is going to be my token that I need for connecting Zoom with Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy this token. I will go back to Pabbly Connect. And I'm going to paste that here in this tab of token. Now that I have added the required detail, I'm going to click on save. And here I have connected Zoom with Pabbly Connect. Now here I have connected Zoom with Pabbly Connect, but what I need to do is I need to use this webhook URL, and by using this webhook URL, I'm going to configure my app, and by configuring that app, I'm going to make sure that whenever I'm going to receive a new Zoom meeting registration, then automatically the detail of that registration will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So here what I need to do is I need to first configure my app in Zoom, and for that I need to use this webhook URL. So I'm going to simply copy this webhook URL from here. I'm going to again take you back to my app. Now here for configuring my app, what I need to do is I need to simply scroll down and here I have this option of general features. So here in general features I have this option of event subscription. So I need to first enable this option. And here in this option, I need to add a new event subscription. So I'm going to click on this button. I'm going to scroll down and here I have to first select my method and here webhook is already selected. So we need to use webhook here as our method. So that is already selected. Now I have to first give my subscription name. So I'm going to name it as Pabbly. And now I'm going to add my event. So I'm going to click on this add events button. And here I have all these options. So here what I want is that whenever I'm going to receive a new registration, or a new registrant added in my meeting, then automatically I want the detail of that registrant in Pabbly Connect. So that is going to be my particular event type that I want by setting up this webhook. So I'm going to scroll down in this option of meeting and meeting registration has been created will be my event. So I'm going to select that. And if you have any webinar that for which you are creating registrations, or if you want to get the detail of webinar registrants, then you can select this option of webinar, and in webinar you will get the same event type of webinar registration has been created. So you can select that option too. Here I'm only going to set this up for meeting, so I've selected this event type. Now I'm going to click on done. And now I have to give my event notification endpoint URL. So here in this tab, what I need to do is I need to add the webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to paste that here. And now I have added my webhook URL, and now what will happen is by using this particular webhook URL, I'm going to send the detail of the new event that I've selected here, and every time I'm going to receive a new registration for my meeting, then automatically the detail of that event will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Now here I have to click on save, and here I have created this event subscription. Now I'm going to click on continue. I will again click on continue. I will do that again. And here we can see I have this add scopes button. And in add scopes, I don't have to add anything. My scope has already been added that I have created by setting up my event. So here my scope has been set up. Now I'm going to click on continue. Now here we have to scroll down, and now our process of app building has been completed. Now what we need to do is we need to add this app to our Zoom account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply click on this add app now. And here we have to first give the authorization. So I'm going to click on this allow button, and I'm going to click on allow. And here I have given my permission to add my app in my Zoom account. Now here I have successfully added my app, and I have installed my Zoom app that I've just developed or I have just created in my Zoom account, and I have configured that app so that whenever I'm going to receive a new registration for a meeting, then automatically the detail of that registration and my registrant will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here in Pabbly Connect, I need to first click on this save and send test request button. And here we can see it is waiting for response. Now how I'm going to get this response? For that I need to create a new registration for my meeting, and as I will create a new registration, then automatically I will get that response here in Pabbly Connect. So for creating a new registration, I'm going to take you back to Zoom, and here in Zoom I'm on meetings. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this meeting of workshop 2.0, and in this particular meeting I have this registration link. So by using this registration link, I'm going to create a new registration. And as I will create a new registrant for my meeting, then automatically the detail of that registrant will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to open this registration link, and here this is my registration form. Now here what I need to do is I need to fill all these details, and I have to first give the registrant first name, last name, and the email address. So I'm going to fill those details, and here my first name is going to be Michael, last name will be Karis, and I have to give the email address, and that will be michaelkaris@pabblytudes.com. So here I have filled all the detail of my registrant, and now I'm going to click on register. And here I have successfully registered, and I have created a new registrant for my meeting in Zoom. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here in Pabbly Connect, we can see I have received this response. So this is the response of my registration that I have just created in Zoom for my meeting. And here I have my meeting title, that is workshop 2.0. I have the time zone, I have the start time, and all these other detail. Also here I have the registrant detail, like I have the first name, that is Michael, I have the last name, that is Karis, and I have the email address, that is michaelkaris@pabblytudes.com. So here we can see that I have received all these details of my registrant as I have created a new registration in my Zoom meeting. And here, as I have received all these details of my registrant, now what I want to do is I want to automatically use all these details, and I want to create a new lead in my Salesforce account. So here I want to automatically create this registrant as a lead in my Salesforce account, which is my CRM platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all these details, and I'm going to use these details so that I can create a new lead in Salesforce. So here for doing this automatically, what I need to do is I need to set up my actions tab. So I'm going to open this tab. And here my action application is going to be Salesforce. So I'm going to search for that, and I'm going to select Salesforce here. Now I'm going to give my action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and create lead is going to be my action event. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to connect Salesforce with Pabbly Connect in my workflow. So I'm going to click on connect. I will click on add new connection, and I need to click on connect with Salesforce. Now here I have to scroll down, and I need to click on allow to give access to my account. So I'm going to do that. And here I have successfully connected Salesforce with Pabbly Connect. Now for creating a new lead, I need to fill all these details, and here I have to fill all the details that are required. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the details that I've received of my registrant from my previous tab of Zoom, and automatically by using all those details, I have to fill all those details here in these tabs. And by filling out all these details, I can create a new lead in my Salesforce account. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the detail of my previous tab, and I'm going to get all those details from that, and I'm going to map those details here in these tabs. So for that, I need to use mapping. And what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I need to click here. I will open the response of Zoom, and here I have to give the last name of my registrant. So I'm going to search for that, and here this is the last name of my registrant, so I'm going to map this. Similarly, I'm going to map the first name, and here this is the first name, so I'm going to map this. Now I have to give the company, which is a required detail. So here I am not receiving the company details. So what I'm going to do is, in the place of the company name, I'm going to map the name of my meeting. So I'm going to click here. Again, I'm going to open the response of Zoom. And here this is my meeting name, that is Workshop 2.0. So I'm going to map that. And now I have to give the email address. So I'm going to map that. And now here I have mapped the required details. Now I'm going to scroll down. And here I have these two options of lead source, status, rating, and all these other details. So I'm going to give my lead source. So I'm going to open this tab, and here I have all these sources. So I'm going to select other here, and now I'm going to give my status. So I'm going to open this tab, and here I'm going to keep the status as open, not contacted. So this is going to be the status of my lead, and also I have to give the rating. So I have to open this tab, and here I have these three ratings of hot, warm, and cold lead. So I can select any particular rating here, and I'm going to give this as hot lead. So I'm going to select that, and now I have all these other tabs here. But these are not the required details, so I'm not going to fill these details, and also these are not the details that I'm receiving from my previous tabs of Zoom. So I'm just going to leave these tabs blank, but if you want to fill these details, you can do that too. And here I have mapped all these required details. Now that I have mapped these details, I have made all these details dynamic. Now what will happen is that every time I'm going to receive a new registrant in my Zoom meeting, then automatically I will get that response here in Pabbly Connect. And as I'm going to receive a new registrant detail, then automatically all these details that I have mapped here will get replaced with the new detail in the real time. And for every new registrant, I'm going to create a new lead in Salesforce. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click on Save and Send Test to Git button. And here we can see I have received this response. So this is a positive response, and this means that I have created a new lead in my Salesforce account. So here I have created this lead by using all the detail of my registrant that I have received through Zoom, and by using those details I have created a new lead in Salesforce. Now to check whether I have created a new lead or not, let me take you to Salesforce. I'm going to go to leads, and here in leads we can see I have created this new lead that is named as Michael Karras. I have my company name, that is Workshop 2.0. So I'm going to open this lead. And here this is my lead that I've just created by using all the detail of my registrant that I received for my Zoom meeting. So here I have the name of my lead, that is Michael Karras. I have the company name, that is Workshop 2.0. That is my meeting detail. Also I have the email address, that is michaelkarras@pabblytudes.com. I have the lead status, that is open, not contacted. I have the lead source, that is other. I have the rating, that is hot lead. So here we can see that automatically by using all the detail of my registrant that I have received from my Zoom meeting, and as I have received a new registrant for my Zoom meeting, then automatically by using those details of that registrant, I have created a new lead in my Salesforce account. So here I have successfully created this new lead in my Salesforce account by setting up this automation between Zoom and Salesforce. And now for every new registrant that I'm going to receive through my Zoom meeting, then automatically by using all the detail of my registrant, I can create a new lead in my Salesforce account. So I can do this automatically because I have set up this automation between Zoom and Salesforce, and I have set up this automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So let me take you to Pabbly Connect. And here in Pabbly Connect, I have connected Zoom with Salesforce to automatically add Zoom meeting registrants as Salesforce lead. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Zoom, and my trigger event was configure webhook. Then I have set up my action step, and my action application was Salesforce, and my action event was create lead. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I am also going to put the link of my workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this with Pabbly Connect. If you want to reach out to us, then you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any issues or queries related to our workflow, then you can check the forum link. And if you have any issues related to the pricing of Pabbly Connect or Pabbly, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.